The San Francisco Giants are 40-67 at the time of this recording. At the end of July and at the start of August, like I said, at the time of this recording, they're 40-67. They're playing a game right as we speak against the A's. Hopefully, they end up winning it. But anyway, all season long, they've been consistently inconsistent. All year long, they have been inconsistent. That's how they've been consistent. They've been inconsistent. In past videos of talking about my Giants, I've gone basically game by game, explaining what's happened in each series, but I'm not going to do that here. Why? Because there's really no need for me to describe what has happened at this point. Because, like I said, they've been consistently inconsistent. They've been the same team all year long. Starting in April, they played bad, and everybody thought, oh, it's just a bad start. Including myself. It's a bad start. They'll be fine. Then we get to May, and they showed sparks. They showed hey, there's a possibility that they could turn it around in the following months and the following weeks. They'll turn it around. But then we got into June, and they played terrible. And then by July, well, I think you could say us Giants fans are kind of used to it at this point. And that's sad because I don't want to be used to my Giants losing. I want to get used to my Giants winning, like back in the good old days. Back not so long ago. But it is what it is, and that's where we are at this point. And it's basically been a mixture of everything: injuries, the Giants just not playing good, and that's all led to the reason they have the record and play the way they play at this point of the season. Other things that happened in this month, well, Johnny Cueto went on the DL. It was a combination of blisters, and apparently in his last rehab start that he had, I think on Monday, or in the last couple of days, he had a flexor strain, which, is not something you want to hear that your second ace is going down with, but they said it's nothing serious. Hopefully he's back in the next couple of weeks. Mad Bum came back. Madison Bumgarner returned, and he picked up more or less right where he left off, except for that this first start back, he looked kind of but what are you going to expect? He's been out for so long, but he has played great. The only bad thing is he's only gotten one win since returning, and he was 0-2, 0-3 when he came back, and he's only gotten one win since. Bad run, no run support. And a couple of the Giants have been called up back and forth. Wong came up, and it was just some Giants got called up. They were in and out. Some of them have stayed. Moncrief got called up along with the other guy. I don't remember as of right now, but it doesn't matter. Eduardo Nunez got traded. He was traded to the Boston Red Sox for a couple of arms. That's basically, I think, it kind of describes what the season has been like. July, I think, sums it up. Injuries, you have to find a way to spark your offense, and because of all that, you've had to trade and sell guys. But, were they really sellers? They traded one guy out of other possible guys that could have been traded. In my opinion, they could have traded Nunez, who they did trade. They could have traded Span. They could have traded Cueto and Samardzija, but they did not. They all stayed, probably for one reason or the other. Injuries. Are they really going to be that good? Or is there just better value out there? But, for one reason or the other. Oh, I read that part. But anyway, the Giants they need to find something to turn this season around. At this point, they don't even have to be that good. Just be better than the Padres, I'm sick and tired of the Giants being in last place. I'm sick and tired of them having, the other day, I was watching them play the Dodgers. They went in extra innings, and I just had that feeling they're going into the 11th with the lead, up 2-1. But I realized if they don't add on, they might not win. And what happened? They don't end up winning. One, they didn't add on. They've had trouble scoring runs, and that bullpen hasn't been the best. So it didn't surprise me. I'm like, oh, it makes sense. They blew it again, and it was something I don't want to say, but that's basically the way the season has gone. I don't want to have to be like, oh, hopefully they don't blow it again, but that's just how it's been. So, I mean, I just want them to turn around, take that feeling away, and just find a way to turn the season around. You don't even have to be, I mean, obviously I still want them to make the playoffs, but the chances of that happening are, slim. But you never know. They could win every game from here on out and turn the season around. But at this point, I'm just asking, be better than the Padres, and don't be last in the division. And that's all I'm asking from my Giants. Be better than the Padres, and do not be last in the. Have that be the Padres spot for the rest of all. Oh, and another thing, beat the Dodgers. I mean, if they're going to be this good, and I say this good in quotation marks because I don't think they're that good, but just beat them. That way, that if they do happen to make a miraculous comeback, and I'm not a comeback, but a miraculous victory and go deep in the playoffs, you can say, but you still couldn't beat the Giants. But that's all I have for the month of July. Hopefully the month of August is better, and hopefully the Giants play better. All I'm asking you is to be better than the Padres, and that's all. Just be better than the San Diego Padres.